Last year, I did a solo re-review of the film adaptation of the hit TV show from the 70s, Charlie's Angels. And it did better than my back-to-back review of it and the sequel I'm about to talk about. And well, since the show's about to celebrate its 50th anniversary this year, I figured, what the hey. I'm gonna go ahead and get a re-review of its sequel out of the way too. So strap yourselves in. They're back. Here's a new solo re-review of Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a re-review of the 2003 spy action comedy flick Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, released by Columbia, directed by McG, who also helmed its predecessor. Written by John August and Cormac and Marianne Wibberley. It's a sequel to it, and the second film in an overall trilogy, which counted the reboot. And it's a continuation of the story that began with the TV series of the same name by Ivan Goff and Ben Roberts, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary later on this year. Drew Barrymore, Cameron Diaz, and Lucy Liu are back as the titular characters. Actually, the only ones to actually return, except for maybe the um the, the voice of Charlie himself, John Forsythe. Anyway, now then, this actually was his final film before he retired from acting in 2006 and his death 4 years later in 2010. The film opened on June 27th, 2003. And while I am, from the looks of what I've seen, it came close to being its predecessor, but just missed it by that much. But anyway, Barrymore, Diaz, and Liu are actually joined by an ensemble cast and what have you. It also includes Crispin Glover returning as well. I almost forgot. Plus, Matt LeBlanc and Luke Wilson also reprise their roles as well. Plus, we have Bernie Mac, Demi Moore, Justin Theroux, and Robert Patrick. Now then, I'm gonna get into the story right now, but first, if you didn't see my re-review of the first film, click on that card right there, and it'll take you to the vid. So that way you can check out before you go into this one. Okay. Okay. Now then. 3 years after the events of the first film, after rescuing U.S. Marshal Ray Carter in Mongolia, the Angels themselves and Jimmy Bosley, John Bosley's adoptive brother, are sent to recover titanium rings stolen from the U.S. Department of Justice that can display the people listed in the Witness Protection Program. DOJ official William Rose Bailey and a protected witness, Alan Caulfield, are among those killed. At Caulfield's house in San Bernardino, the Angels track his assassin, Randy Emmers, to a beach where they meet former Angel Madison Lee, who has a bikini standoff with Nellie as Dylan and Alex smile and watch the two of them staring at each other. During the Coal Bowl motorcycle race, Emmers targets another witness named Max Petroni, and the Angels try to intervene. And Emmers is killed by this mysterious by a mysterious person, and that so happens to be the creepy thin man who was believed to be dead after the events of the first film because he was protecting Max. Inside Emmer's pocket, the Angels discover the photos of Caulfield, Max, and surprisingly Dylan under her birth name, which is oddly named Helen Zass. Dylan reveals that she is a protected witness after sending her former boyfriend, Irish mob leader Seamus O'Grady, to prison. He has since targeted those who wronged him, including Dylan and Max, whose parents O'Grady killed. As Max previously testified against O'Grady, he is sent to the home of Bosley's mother for protection. At a monastery, the angels learn about the dead man's past from the mother's superior, who reveals his name, Anthony. Afterwards, the angels track O'Grady's mob at San Pedro and manage to get the rings, but O'Grady threatens Dylan with the murder of everyone she loves. Nellie attends her boyfriend Pete's high school reunion at Hermosa Beach. There, she overhears his friends implying he might propose, which she feels is too fast since they just moved in together. Alex returns home to her and her boyfriend Jason while Dylan leaves the Angels and heads to Mexico. When Natalie, Bosley, and Alex read the letter she left for them, they realize that Dylan fled to protect them. Nellie asks Charlie how Grady got out of jail, and Charlie reveals someone had him released on good behavior. While hiding out in Mexico, Dylan is convinced to return after seeing an apparition of former angel Kelly Garrett. Nellie and Alex deduce that Carter is the one who let Grady out of prison after seeing him return Bosley's keys without any pain, despite claiming to have broken ribs recently. Well, his ribs, that is. Following him, the two witness him getting killed by Madison, the true mastermind. Though Dylan arrives to back the group, the Angels are shot by Madison, who take the rings, though they survive via bulletproof vest. Back at the base, Charlie reprimands Madison for what she's done and confronts her for endangering her former teammates' lives. Madison is angry, and because she never got the recognition she deserved from Charlie, and shoots his speaker. Now for the final act in the ending. I advise you to stop this video at once, go to the description box below, and fast forward to the time below as I count down now. If you've seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. The Angels realize that Madison is going to sell the rings to the O'Grady crime family, that the Antonioni Mafia, the Tanaka Yakuza, and the Diablo Cartel at the Hollywood Walk of Fame, where Jason's film premiere is about to commence. The Angels arrange for the buyers to be arrested by the FBI while they confront Madison and O'Grady on a different rooftop. The O'Gradys enter the melee, having avoided arrest when Seamus realizes the Angels' plan. The Thin Man comes to the Angels' aid, helping Alex in rescuing Dylan when she is being attacked by O'Grady. He begins to fight O'Grady and kicks him off the roof. Thin Man grabs Dylan and chokes her at first, but they end up sharing a kiss and he pulls some of Dylan's hair out, just like in the first one. Well, Dylan eventually got some of his, and just as he was about to say something, O'Grady stabs him as he falls off the roof. O'Grady nearly succeeds in killing Dylan as well, but she blinds him, causing him to lose his footing and fall to his death. And in the special unrated cut of the film, O'Grady is still alive and attempts to get back up, but is stopped by the Thin Man, who also survived. Dylan accidentally knocks over the E sign, and it falls on O'Grady, possibly the Thin Man as well. The Angels fight Madison all the way to an abandoned theater where they kick her into a chamber filled with gas and she fires her gun inadvertently. Yeah, blowing herself up, giving her time, giving her little time to fry. You know what I'm saying? Okay, the Angels attend the premiere where they learn that Mama Bosley is adopting Max. Pierre surprises Nellie by asking her to get a puppy, the big question he was planning on asking her. And Alex terminates her timeout with Jason. The Angels celebrate their victory together with Bosley. End of story. So what did I think of Charlie's Angels Full Throttle? Well, I am going to say I like it just as much as the first one, but it is pretty different though. The film did get mixed reviews though from critics, with praise for the performance of the titular characters and even Demi Moore. But unfortunately, criticism was aimed at the bland plot and lack of sense. But hey, I'm an understanding person. The film went on to make $259 million worldwide on its $120 million budget, which unfortunately that was off from the $264 million its predecessor made 3 years prior. But nevertheless, the film still did well and what have you. So eventually, it underperformed by five, its predecessor by 5 million, by that much. The reviews were mixed, as I've already said. Rotten Tomatoes has a score of 41, saying eye candy for those who don't require a movie to have a plot or for it to make sense. Metacritic has a score of 48, and the Audience's Public Cinema score gave this a B+. Now, Roger Ebert gave this 2.5 stars out of 4, a higher score than the half star he gave, the mere half star he gave the first film, and explained, I realized I did not hate or despise the movie, and I decided that I sort of liked it because of the high spirits of the women involved. Amy Dawes of Variety magazine wrote bigger, sleeker, and better than the first. Sequel. Charlie's Angels Full Throttle itself is a joyride of a movie that takes the winning elements of the year 2000 hit to the next level. Now, the film also kind of got even worse for news as it got nominated for 7 Razzies, including Worst Picture and Worst Actress for both Barrymore and Diaz, Worst Screenplay, and Worst Excuse for an Actual Movie. All of those were nominated. The only two that were wins were Worst Remake and Worst Sequel, and Worst Supporting Actress for Drew Barrymore. It even got nominated for 7 Stinkers Bad Movie Awards for Worst Director. Barrymore got nominated for Worst Actress, Worst Screenplay for a film grossing more than 100 million worldwide using Hollywood math. Most Intrusive Musical Score, which it won for that, and McGee also won Worst Director and what have you. Demi Moore got nominated for Best Villain at the MTV Movie Awards, but unfortunately lost to Lucy Liu for her other film that came out the same year, and that was for her role as Orin in Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill Volume 1. But anyway, I'm just gonna say nobody's perfect and what have you. But I feel like this film's kind of underrated though. But I still like it though. It's been years since I last saw its unrated cut. I do have it on video cassette. I have seen the theatrical cut, but I refrain from watching some scenes that I kind of prefer seeing their unrated versions though. So anyway, yeah. The soundtrack. There was also a soundtrack that got released. And while event like oh please stand by. Sorry about that, everyone. I just couldn't figure the right word to say, so I had to stand by. Anyway, the soundtrack, well, while it didn't quite make as much of an impact as the first film soundtrack, it did go gold here in the US, but it just didn't make it big. It did have some new songs in YV, including songs from Pink, as well as Nickelback and Kid Rock performing Sir Elton John's Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting. And of course, there's lots of classic songs that, well, you hear. Just a few are on here, but not all of them are on here. But anyway, I think the soundtrack's fine, what have you. Edward Shearer once again returns to the film's score, and I'm going to say he does a great job. For the cast, we have Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, and Lucy Liu back in the roles of Natalie, Dylan, and Alex. They are all still good just like last time, and I gotta give them credit. Now for Jimmy Bosley, they got the late great Bernie Mac. Now, although John Bosley's portrayer Bill Murray was, however, appeared through archival footage. But anyway, yeah, he's okay. Still a little kind of nuts at times, but he's fine. Whatever. Demi Moore really stole it as Madison Lee. Yeah, an angel gone rogue. You know what I'm saying? Justin Theroux as Themis O'Grady. Man, this dude is one mean dude. He is. Yeah. Robert Patrick is Raymond Ray Carter. I will say he's pretty good. We got Crispin Glover back as the Thin Man. He's good. Let's see. Rodrigo Santoro played Randy Emmers. Yeah, pretty good. Matt LeBlanc is back as Jason. He's good. Luke Wilson plays Pete. Again, he's good. We have John Cleese as Alex's father. Yep. And he's pretty funny. Shia LaBeouf, who, of course, would later appear in Disney's Holes, who appeared in Disney's Holes that same year, played Max. And Jeanette Dubois played Mama Bosley. And of course, we have John Forsythe as the voice of Charlie himself. But there are also apparent, well, cameos from others, including the Kelly Garrett herself from the original series, Jacqueline Smith. Yes. We even have some other appearances, including Bruce Willis, Carrie Fisher, Robert Forster. Pink actually appears in this as well. Let's see, Melissa McCarthy, who also appeared in the first film, but she plays a different person though, a different character though. Let's see, even the Pussycat Dolls and Mary Kay and Ashley Olsen and Eve appear as the future angels from Dylan's imagination. Yep. So you got to admit the cast is pretty good. But like I said, I think the film story, I think, well, could have just used a little more spin and polish though in some parts, but maybe not all of it. So I feel like this film's gotten a big misunderstanding and what have you. But I feel like it's so underrated. So anyway, so the story's fine, what have you, but the soundtrack and cast are absolutely superb. Would I recommend you give Charlie's Angels Full Throttle a shot? Well, I would recommend go for it or give it a one-time watch, but I'd only recommend a one-time watch if you're a hardcore completionist. So, what did you think of Charlie's Angels Full Throttle? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Now, I was going to take a little bit of a day off, but I am decided I'm going to go ahead and keep churning out vids because I've got a special review coming up. And you're going to be in for a real surprise. I know it's not that particular day, but it's a film I just saw, so I just had to try and give a review of it. So if you like this, check out my reviews for some of these other films and what have you. If you would like, check out my review of a film Shia LaBeouf did long after this one in Transformers from 2007. Or if you'd like, go to the upper right hand corner and see my spoiler free review for a film Demi Moore just recently did a couple of years back in The Substance. Or if you would like more Robert Patrick, yeah, check out my review of this underrated film he was in, where he was the bad guy, the Marine, the first film that starred John Cena. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.